Mahari, is that the correct pronunciation? Because I've listened to the YouTubes and everything's all good with that. Okay, so and Takai.
Excellent.
Oh yeah, so
Yes.
okay, so I'm here with Mahari Takai and Ryan Wynn. Pleasure to meet both of you.
Yeah, nice to meet you as well.
So yeah, here's the thing. On brand, you guys get to know each other. Sometimes you guys work on each other's teams. Sometimes you're competing. Can you guys talk about the challenge of actually critiquing each other when you're doing that final pitch? That especially when you guys on that second episode, you guys pretty much go at each other. And I'm sure you guys like each other. What was that? What's that energy like? Because you guys are trying to do a job, but you guys are friends, but it's not, this is not friend business. This is show business, and this is also entertainment. But talk about that whole kind of thing. It's kind of weird. So
It was terrifying. I think that's one thing I didn't want. I didn't want to tear down anyone in this process. I didn't want to have to go and like, oh, Ryan, what are you doing with your curly hair? You don't know anything. I didn't want it to ever feel like that. So Ryan and I definitely did create that level of tension, but I do know during that episode, it was about to go down. But again, it was more so about an idea. I don't have to attack his character or I don't have to talk about anything personal. I'm literally talking about the idea, and that's the focus.
Mhm.
And then the framework of what the client wants. All we're wanting to do is deliver that. So in the pitch battle, you gave what you gave, but when it comes to the head to head, get ready.
Mhm.
and what about you, Ryan? And you've had actually you've made it to the finals pretty twice in these two episodes. What
Yeah.
does that what dynamic like for you personally?
Yeah, I mean, it's like you're developing relationships with the other contestants and the other competitors outside of that. But I think there's like, you got to know that it's like, I mean, it's like anything in the real world. You're going into this pitch, and a client puts out a campaign that you're trying to pitch an idea on. Like it's business. That's not personal. I'm not trying to say anything about you personally. I might look at your idea and look at my idea and try and offer strengths and weaknesses. But hey, we're trying to win an account here, and that's business oriented. So it's like you're really trying. It's difficult because like we're all working in the same space here. We are developing relationships with friends. Sometimes we're working on the same team, but then if you're trying to win an account, you're trying to win an account. For that moment, you're not on the same team, and it's like I played sports my entire life. It's like I played sports against my brothers, like in game, like my blood brothers in games, and it's like we still go home and eat family dinner together at the end of the day. You know what I mean? You just got to play. You got to play to play. You got to play to win.
Ryan, on just eating with your family and your blood, what's it like actually? This is on brand, but it's also being on brand. It's being on point with the ones you love and your family. What was it
For
like for you
sure.
to represent your family and your grandfather and be part of that whole Duncan legacy? That must have meant a lot to you personally.
Dude, I'm still like my family literally just left this morning. They came down to Nashville, watch the premiere, kind of be like here this week, spent time with them, and like we were all able to go to Dunkin' and get power pails, and like I'm just overwhelmed. Like it's like emotions are now coming out because there was so much emotion and love and support. When we were watching that first episode, that it's like it's always like emotion overload. So I'm super grateful, and I'm full with love, and it's like that environment, that loving family, the people that I've had in my family that have made sacrifices to give me the opportunity to be where I'm at, to be talking to you right now, to be on brand, working with Jimmy Fallon and Bose. It's like it's just that's what it's like. I feel like I don't deserve it sometimes. I'm so grateful for my family. So it's amazing.
Mahari, I can go out right now with $20 in my pocket and barely can survive lunch. You went with $20 in your pocket from Dallas to New York. What kept that dream alive? What was it in you that made you the person you are today? Because not many people can go outside the door with $20 and actually just make it past the first block, and you went a lot further than that.
A lot further than that. Wow, that's a really emotionally impactful question. Thank you for even being intentional enough to research. But with having a dream, your dream is your fuel. A lot of times you can go further with just knowing that something is greater out there for you. You just don't know what it is, but you know it's there. And I think that I had $20 and a bologna sandwich too. So it was knowing that there was something greater than where I was and what was happening in that moment of my life. And I knew that if I could get past certain circumstances, I could see more variation of what could happen and what could potentially be the best parts of my life in the worst moment of my life. So I stopped looking in the bad and started looking toward the future. And it was difficult, but it was done.
just from the two episodes, I like how both of you guys work as leaders on your team. So just for
Mhm.
your being on brand with you guys personally, when did you guys realize it's not just about your vision and about achieving your dreams, but there are teammates that you bring along with you, and sometimes the teammates can be more important than your own thing because and you like, can you guys talk to
Yeah.
that
The,
aspect of it?
oh,
Yeah.
100%. I feel like I'm grateful to be surrounded by an amazing team here. I work on like a 4 or 5 person team. I say 4 or 5 because like my wife doesn't work with us necessarily, but I mean she does so much, so many things with us and believes in our company. It's like being able to lead and lead with passion, not lead with fear. Like being able to be a leader and inspire people to believe in the ideas that you're bringing forward, and then being able to get the people that have the skill sets to bring those ideas to life, right? Like if you're coming with an overarching idea, creative direction, if you're coming with this big idea, I don't personally have the skill set to do all of the things that I need to do. I mean, the best example was like some of the redesigns on the different power pails, that came out in the Dunkin' launch, and then the POP in that episode. Mahari was huge. Mahari and Piper they were the first two that I drafted because of their artistic ability. I mean, Mahari just for his sense of style and his taste, and Piper because she's literally a beast as an artist and as a designer. So it's not only that, it's getting the right pieces in place, but being able to inspire and lead, like get them passionate and fired up and as much about your idea as you are, getting them to really see the vision. Because if you can't do that, then there's a limit of who you can reach, with the stories that you're trying to tell, you know.
Yeah, one final question, Mahari. I got to ask, where did you come up with the superheroes concept? Because that's a very resonant and moving thing, especially with the plane wrap and the idea of the airplane takes people from one place to another. It's something that resonated with you, but then you branched it out to that whole superhero concept.
I went with the idea because I stole it from my son, who who was like when he was smaller, he would be playing with these little superheroes, and when they would fall down, he wouldn't pick them back up. Like one of them would knock the other down, and he would just leave it on the ground, and he was like, "Ah, it's over for you." And I was like, that is so insanely funny for a kid to have that level of imagination and freedom in playing. And it used to make me feel so nostalgic and connected to, that freedom and ambition of superheroes. And I thought that would be really cool if someone could take the stress away from the flying and the preparing, etc. And maybe you get lost in a concept or an idea, or maybe they're offering stories. What if it was a superhero comic that the airline gives you and you can lose yourself in a page or two? That's kind of what set the tone for that. But it was created off of the strength of my son Zamir, like literally killing toys and never picking them up again. He would never even play with them again after they fall down, by the way.
Thank you guys so much for your time. My final quick question is I
Mm.
was at the end of episode 2, I was surprised at how moving it was, especially with the first elimination. Can viewers expect more emotional moments throughout the season? Because I never thought that just came out of left field for me as a viewer.
This is the
Uh,
best TV show I've ever seen in my life. Everyone is crying.
mm,
Every everything is so. This is emotional for us. We are emotional
here's it.
beings.
And because here's the thing too, like you look at to go on top of that, you can look at other reality TV shows and say, okay, this is a game. This is clearly a game, within life, outside of life. It's escaping. You're in a different world. Okay, this is our lives.
This is
Like this
real
is what
people.
we do. We're real people, and we all, have hands in marketing, in marketing, design, journalism, art. This is what we do. So it's like, it almost adds to the eliminations.
Yeah,
It's like this is you getting eliminated. It's like, well, yeah, I mean, this is like my line of work. Like it sucks that much
you
more.
get fired. Yeah,
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 Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, great.
yeah.
Thanks again. Thanks again, guys, so much for your time. I know you guys are really delayed. I hope by the end of this, you guys are besties. I'm just saying because you guys went at it at the end of the
Hey,
episode
man.
too. So
We're
No, yeah,
sus.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, watch more.
yeah.
Who knows? I don't. I mean,
Thank you guys so much, and you guys take care. Have a great day.
all
Thank
right,
you.
much love.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. For more movie and television reviews and interviews, please subscribe to my Deepest Dream channel. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and as always, thanks so much for your support. Take care.